What's up, my friends? So I've made a promise to myself that I would start filming my mural jobs again and start sharing them on YouTube. So with that said, we are here at Cappy's Carts in Inglewood, Florida. Now this is an old grocery store that I used to come to with my parents when I was really young. It used to be a Food Lion, and now it's a golf cart sales place. Really good guys. I painted this mural here on the front almost a year ago. It's basically just their logo that I kind of revamped and gave a little bit more of an artistic touch. Now we're going to go inside and show you this wall. It's a 54-foot by 12-foot wall. We're going to be painting a big beach scene on it so that when he backs up his golf carts along this wall, it's going to look like they're backed up to the beach. So let's go in and take a look. Welcome to Cappy's Carts. Here's the wall over here. Alright, so here is the wall. This is 54 foot long by 12 foot high. Basically what I'm going to be doing is painting a nice big beach scene here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on a time lapse so everybody can just follow along. Show you my process, and then I'll just kind of narrate over it and explain to you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Alright, so here we are working on this far left portion of this landscape. It's just gonna be some sand dunes, some grass, and some palm trees. So I'm just using some chalk here because this can be easily wiped off the wall if I mess up and need to redo it. Just sketching this out. Okay, here we are. Got some sand color, base coat down. I got some water in the horizon here. I was gonna start initially just doing like base coats of everything, and then I got a little carried away and started adding some details. Here on the water, nothing like too detailed, but just an indication of some waves and some sunlight reflecting on the water. Then over here, I started building up this grassy area, just doing a base coat. I'm gonna do a little bit of a highlight green on the top here, and then that'll fade into a darker green. But the objective here is to give this sort of vibe right here, just kind of like a natural beach scene, Florida beach that is. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in on top of this green, and I'm gonna start adding in a lot of this grassy type of look right there. And then I got it. But before I do, I just want to kind of show Cappy's Carts here. They've got Star brand golf carts. These are top of the line carts right here. Like some of these carts go all the way up to $16,000-$17,000. These things are fully loaded, street legal, got all the bells and whistles. And this store used to be a grocery store. It used to be a Food Lion. And when I was a young kid, we used to come here grocery shopping. way back in the 80s and 90s. And now they basically just store a bunch of golf carts in here. A lot of these are their customers' carts that are being stored here for the customer. A lot of these carts were brought in during the hurricanes, and a lot of these carts are here to be maintained. So over in this corner of the store used to be a produce section. So it's really cool to be back here 30 years later, 35 years later, and it's not a grocery store, and I'm painting the wall. Would have never known when I was a kid that this is what I'd be doing here at this store. Okay, we're doing a little Bob Ross happy taps. Okay, I got this cheap Ryobi knockoff spray gun on Amazon for really cheap. Never used it. I'm gonna try to blend this light blue into the dark blue now. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. I have no idea what this is gonna do, if it's gonna... let's just give it a whirl, see what happens. All right, here we go. Please work, please work. Step, I'm going to try to get some of these nice big white puffy clouds sketched out on the sky here. Kind of show you how I'm going to do this. I got a broomstick here that's actually cut down just with a small 1-inch brush taped to the end of it. I got some very, very light sky blue color here. It's almost white. I'm just gonna dip into here and I'm just gonna go ahead and start tracing out the outline of these clouds. Once I get comfortable and feel like I got them in the right spots, then I will go ahead and jump in and start filling in the white color, make them realistic. So I like to jump around from one spot, work a little bit on something over here, work a little bit on something over here, and jump around. Mainly for the fact that I get bored easily. So working on one spot, I kind of get tired of doing it after about an hour. Plus the other thing is that when you kind of jump around, it starts to the image starts to come together a little bit quicker, and it kind of feels like you're making more progress than you actually are. But for me, feeling like I'm making progress on a wall this size means a lot, because that's the whole idea. We want to get this done in a timely manner, and jumping around and kind of hitting this and then hitting that kind of gives it a little bit more complete feel, and it makes me work better. So I haven't posted to YouTube for probably 5 months, maybe longer, for like an actual long form video. And I haven't painted a whole lot since Hurricane Helene, which is September 26th. So all this painting I'm doing right now is really starting to hurt all in through here, because I'm not used to holding a brush as much as I am now. So a way to hopefully alleviate some of that pain is to make a thicker handle. So I'm just getting some paper towels and some masking tape. And I'm just gonna wrap this around this paintbrush, because this is a brush I'm gonna start doing these clouds with. And my hand is killing me right now. It's just not used to painting. I haven't really painted much at all in the last 3.5, 4 months. So in order to keep going and not be in pain, and try to make this brush handle a little bit bigger and see how this goes. Our house was flooded from Hurricane Helene pretty bad. We had 31 inches in our house. And I haven't really done much artwork because I lost a lot of my stuff. Been kind of out of work because the first 2 months we were doing nothing but trying to salvage anything that we had in our house and gutting our house. It's been a mess. So anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling here. I'm gonna start painting these clouds and see how this goes. I'm gonna put this on time lapse so you guys can kind of just follow along and get this covered in a short amount of time. So now I can kind of hold the brush like this instead of pinching it with my hand. Hopefully this helps. Let's see. All right, here is cloud number 1. As you can see, I got to repeat that process down here and also down here. And what I want to do in this gap is kind of put like one of them airplanes pulling one of them banners over the beach, and I just want to say Cappy's Carts. So that cloud took about 45 minutes. A lot of tapping on the wall with the brush. But I think it came out pretty nice. You really want to make sure that the top of the cloud is the brightest white, and then it kind of fades into a blue. So kind of resembling this. So I'm just going to continue on with this. My hand is killing me at the moment, but I'm going to continue, and I think this is going to really come together once these clouds are in here. Moving on. As usual, I paint, I go home, I look at pictures of what I painted over the previous day, and I come back and I decide I want to change things. So I determined that what I had already painted here in the grass was not very natural looking. It was a little cartoony or illustrative, which is my style. However, I really want this to kind of look more natural. So I'm going in and I'm covering up a bunch of the screen with some sand color. think I'm making it look better, but I am taking multiple steps backwards now and making this a longer project than it should be. But I want it to look right. So I changed a lot from the very beginning. I got rid of like these three big solid green chunks, and I tried making a little bit more of a sand dune effect, a little bit more natural look. You can kind of see some of the details, like it's not really heavily detailed. But when you step back, it really comes to life. The clouds took me hours. They're relatively easy though. It's an easy process, just a time-consuming process. And here's the other end. Just did like a sea oat sort of mangrove style bush here, and then some grassy areas. Still undetermined. I think I want to put a plane up here, pulling a banner like I said at the beginning of the video. But that's pretty much where we're at after day 3. I'm gonna pop that palm tree top up there. I wasn't loving this at first, but now I really am loving it. It's really coming together nicely. So I'll see you tomorrow on day 4 and the final day.